Welcome everyone. I'm happy to have you all join in the session and glad that you are interested in 30 days of Google Cloud program. But before I start, I want to mention that this program is DSC campus wise. So the information I share today regarding the form and the program will be regarding the students of Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology. If you are a student of some other college or institution, then for more details, you can contact the DSC lead of your campus. Now it's time to introduce you to the 30 days of Google Cloud program. But before, let's dive into why you should consider building a career in cloud right now. So, as we all know, cloud is a booming technology these days, and the IT companies across the globe are shifting their traditional infrastructure to the cloud. So, that shift is generating a higher demand day by day for the cloud engineers. Now, using the resources which will be provided to you, you can learn about the GCP services and become eligible for such positions in future. So, as we all are university students, which means that we have a strong theoretical knowledge, but in order to launch our careers, we need to have certain industry skills, and 30 days of Google Cloud focuses on that only. So, to get those industry skills, you can begin your journey with the 30 days of Google Cloud program. Let me tell you about how your program journey would look like in these 30 days. But before that, let me introduce myself. I am Deepika Rana, the DSC lead for MAIT and also the facilitator for 30 days of Google Cloud program at our college. So these are the two tracks, which are the contents of the program, which you have to go through in these 30 days. So let's go over each track one by one. First track we have in the program is the cloud engineering track. By completing the quest under the cloud engineering track, you will learn to explore and deploy solution elements, including infrastructure components such as networks, systems, and application services. And as you can see in the slide, we have total 6 quests under this track. Next, we have the data science and machine learning track. By completing the quest in this track, you will learn and demonstrate proficiency in key topics related to big data and machine learning to prepare for major roles like the data science analyst, marketing analyst, business intelligence professional, data engineer. And this track also includes 6 quests. So as a part of this program, you have to complete either of the tracks you can choose, or you can complete both tracks. That the goodies will vary. I'll let you know about the goodies in further slides. Now, coming to the enrollment part, how you can enroll for this program. So, this is the website. I've mentioned the link, and the enrollment form is currently closed from the Google Cloud. It will start again like around 2-3 hours. Then you can fill the form and follow all the steps, including forming a Quick Labs account if you do not have one, and follow the steps and make sure that you share the correct Quick Labs public profile, because that will be the only way your progress will be tracked. And the deadline for filling the form is 11th October, but I suggest you fill it as early as possible, like after the session when the form is rolling out, because you will have that span only 30 days for completing all the quests. So the better you start early, the better you'll get more time. Now, the tracking of the student progress when you enroll for the program. So there will be a number of quests you complete, the skill badge, and of course the Quick Lab profile URL will be the place where with which you will be tracked, and the institution name, like you all will be filling the college institution and the enrollment date and time, etc. These information like this will be tracked by the Google Cloud team. Now, the student progress tracking. I want to mention, like, if you are already a part of Google Cloud Ready Facilitator program as a participant or as a facilitator, then he or she will not be considered for the prizes in this program, as it is quite similar to the 30 days of Google Cloud program which we are discussing today. And his or her progress will not be tracked under this program. However, if you wish to, you can enroll into the program and get Quick Lab credits for practice, but you will not be eligible for the prizes. For the rest of the students who are not a part of Google Cloud Ready Facilitator program, you can go on with the quest. And also, I want to mention, like, if you have done 1 or 2 labs, then you can share that profile only. But if you have done any quest before the enrollment of the form, then you will that quest will not be tracked. So I advise you create another Quicklab profile and share that URL, because how the progress will be tracked based on the enrollment form, the date you fill it, and from then onwards how many labs and quests you have completed. So if you have completed any quest before today, that will not be counted. So I advise create a new public quick lab profile for that. And if you have just done just 1 or 2 labs, not quest, then it is perfectly fine. You can use that quick lab profile. Now coming to the Google skill badges, after completing each quest from either of the tracks, you have a chance to earn Google Cloud skill badges. Skill badges are a way to show that you have actually applied your new learned skills using a challenge lab, which is present after every quest. Like for every quest, there are around 4 or 5 labs. And after that, completing that quest, there is a challenge lab at the end. You have to take your new learned skills for a test drive. And these are the various badges I can see on the slide. And after you acquire them, do remember to add them in your resume and professional profiles and share it with your network to prove that you have in-demand skills. And we have a total 6 skill badges. As I told you, there are 6 quests in each track, and you can earn 12 as well, depending on whether you're interested in both the tracks. Okay, moving on to the program schedule. Like we have the program kickoff. Like today's session, I'm introducing you to the program and the student enrollment. This will be till 11th October. The forms will be open, and the drive completions is till 31st October. Like if you enroll from the form and you receive the mail from the Google Cloud that you have successfully registered, and regarding the credits, the mail will have the URL, like how you will get the 600 credits, which will be used during the quest. And then you have time till 31st October, and it is mandatory to complete all the 6 quests in order to be eligible for the certificates and the goodies. And as soon as everything is done, like all the quests are done, you will receive your certificates and also your goodies. Now, it's the time you all have been waiting for. What do you have to do to get the goodies and the certificates? Well, there are a lot of things in store for you. Based on the table shown, you will be awarded based on the milestones that you achieve. Like if you complete either of the tracks, machine learning or the cloud engineering one, you'll get a participant certificate from Google and a t-shirt and a sticker pack. Either of the cloud you complete, it does not matter depending on the prices. But if you complete both the tracks within those 30 days, then you'll get a participation certificate plus 2 t-shirts plus a sticker pack and a laptop bag. And I want to repeat now, Google Cloud Facilitator participants, their progress will not be tracked under this program. And you will get rewards based on the milestone that you achieve after the enrollment date, after you fill the form and you receive a mail from the Google Cloud, and not the ones, any quests which are done before that date, that it will not be counted. Now, the learning opportunities with Google are a great way to prepare for cloud careers. What's possible with cloud? Let's look at an example. I think you must be familiar with. Oh, I'm sure you all must have played Pokemon Go or knew somebody who was a huge fan. So you must be wondering why the discussion suddenly shifted to Pokemon Go. So the reason is like when the game launched, the team targeted a particular player traffic, and with the worst case estimated of roughly 5 times this target. But as you know, the Pokemon Go's popularity increased day by day, and it caused the traffic to surge rapidly. So player traffic reached 50 times the initial target of what they expected it to be. Means like it would be 10 times the worst case estimate. So here Google Cloud comes into play. Pokemon Go used many services across the cloud. The application was able to scale and meet the demand with the reliability and scalability provided by the Google Cloud services such as Google Kubernetes Engine, HTTP load balancing, and Google Cloud Data Store. And we'll learn some of these Google Cloud services in the tracks and the quests. And the tracks in the quest are self-explanatory. Everything, the steps are mentioned in detail. And if you have any queries, we have a Telegram group. I'll share the link. Some of you must have been in that Telegram group. Now, coming to the cloud-based services, there are 3 cloud-based services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So, infrastructure as a service, it includes raw services such as virtual machine, networking, storage, and many more. And these resources are the fundamental building blocks of cloud computing. Google Compute Engine, networking, and load balance, they are example of infrastructure as a service. Platform as a service, it provides a platform with managed services where runtime environment and network settings, they are pre-configured. And this makes it easier for you to develop and deploy your application. One example could be Google App Engine. Now, with the software as a service, entire applications are managed and made available in a cloud environment. Gmail can be one of the example of software as a service. Now, consider the infrastructure needed for an online game. Like you can use cloud services to store object data, image, video files, high volume and semi-structured data as well, and the relational data. So these are the multiple options like the Kubernetes engine for application runtime environment. This is where your application code executes. You can also build apps which you use other services like Google Maps and YouTube. And if you're using the cloud-based services, you don't have to set up and manage your own infrastructure. You can simply focus on developing the app and then manage the cloud services to make it available globally in just a few minutes. So, coming to how you are going to start with the journey. So once you have registered and enrolled, the form, I'll share the link. You can directly start with the labs, and you get the official mail from the Google Cloud team with the link for the credits, and you'll receive the 600 credits. And I'm mentioning it again, if you're not a student of Maharaja Agrawal Institute of Technology, your progress will not be counted. So please contact the DSC lead of your campus. Now, after filling the form, like it takes approximately 24 hours. If it takes more, don't be impatient. You will receive an email if you fill all the details correctly. And there will be a URL which will lead you to the landing page of the first lab, like a tour of Quick Labs and Google Cloud Lab. That is the first lab we are focusing. Now, while taking the labs, I suggest that you do it in incognito window as it makes it easier for you to understand the whole process from scratch. And also if there is any problem while taking the labs in terms of credits, so the support team will also recommend you to do it in incognito. So try to perform the labs in incognito window. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing about Quick Labs and don't have an account yet, because some of you must have been aware of Quick Labs, but for those who are just starting their journey or newbies in Google Cloud, like this is a screenshot of how it looks like. You simply click on join and create a new account, and you can use your Google account as well. You can do it from scratch, like you can fill your details, name, email address and all. And do remember to check in the marketing opt-in box when creating a new account. That makes you eligible for additional free access after you complete the quest. And if you already have an account, then you're good to go. You just need to sign in and wait for further instructions. But remember, the labs should be done after the enrollment date, after you fill the form and you receive a mail. Now, next, how do you start with the lab? So as the animation is visible, so you just click on Start Lab. Just a moment. And there will be provisioning of the lab resources for every lab. It might take some time in case of machine learning labs, so don't be impatient. It might take 1 or 2 minutes or not more than 30 seconds it should take. And there is a unique ID and password generated for each lab. So whenever you use the Google Cloud Console or the Cloud Shell, remember to use this ID and password for every lab, and this ID and password will be active only when duration of the lab. After the lab has ended, like after the counter reaches 0, the ID and password will not be activated after that. Now coming to the GCP services, it allows to track resource and quota usage and enable billing, since we are using the credit, so you don't need to worry about the billing, and manage permissions and credentials and enabling the services and APIs. There are some labs regarding the APIs, so you'll get access to those as well using the credits you get. Now, the can do part is defined by the IAM role. Those who don't know what an IAM role is, don't get terrified. it is just a collection of permissions, and to do meaningful operations, you need more than one permission. For example, to manage instances in a project, you need to create, delete, start, stop, and change an instance. So the permissions are grouped together into a role that makes it easier to manage. Now there are different regions. Regions are the independent geographic areas that consist of zones. And for the deployment, you select a particular zone. Like for every lab, there will be a default zone written. So try to access that lab in that zone only. Now, when you receive the credits, like after you receive the mail, there must be more than 600 or 600 credits in your profile. And if you don't see them like after you receive the mail, or if you receive the mail sometime late, don't worry. There is chat and support team, and also we are there to help you in the Telegram group. So don't worry about the credits. You should receive them. Now, these are some of the troubleshoot ideas if you're facing any issues, like there's an account block or quota reset of lab session, or you did not receive the credits. You can reach out to the support team at dssupport@quicklabs.com, or there's a chat option right at the bottom. This is the pink colored but blue colored button at the bottom. You can get help from there as well. Now, discussing about the two tracks in detail. Like first, this is the first lab or the first track, getting started, create and manage cloud resources. And this is the lab which will help you given foundational quest on Quick Labs that will help you started with the GCP platform. So for enrolling, you just type in the search bar the name of the quest you are looking, like in this case, getting started, create and manage cloud resources. And there's a button for enrolling the quest, as you can see on the screen. Enroll in this quest, and you can just start with the labs after you enroll in the quest. And also for every lab on the left hand side, there are some resources which can be helpful if you are new to that particular topic. Now, the quest has 6 labs for both the tracks. And if you have any issues, try to go through the material. Like all the labs have detailed explanations on every step which you go through. Lab 1, it is a part of the Google Cloud Essentials quest, and it is the tour of Quick Labs and Google Cloud platform. As you can see on the screen, these are the major objectives of each lab. I'll just go through a brief of what the lab is about, like creating a virtual machine for the first objective. Like remember that you use the exact configuration while creating the virtual machine. And for the second objective, make sure to use the Cloud Shell only. And this is about the compute engine. You can just go through the slide. So moving on, lab 3 is getting started with Cloud Shell and G-Cloud. This will also help you get an understanding of how the instances work. Now this is just in the description, like as you see in the pic, the bottom part, it is the Cloud Shell and G-Cloud. Like this is how the interface will look when you start the lab in the Google Cloud Console. The lab 4 is on Kubernetes Engine, a quick start. Lab 5 is on setup and HTTP load balancers. Lab 6 on getting started, create and manage cloud resources. This is a challenge lab. Like after you complete the lab, you get a step-by-step process in the labs. There will be a challenge lab for you which you have to perform in order to get that skill badges, which I showed previously in the slides. So for that, congratulations. You now have a head start to what Quick Labs is and how you can start how you can start performing the labs. Once you complete it, like creating the account, joining, make sure that you make your Quick Labs profile public to share accomplishment with your network. And also in the form, I want to mention, like although the form is detailed very much, if you have any problems in making your profile public, contact us. and create a new profile if you have done the quest earlier. Now, coming to the second track, data science and machine learning track. So this is about the perform foundational AI, ML, and Google Cloud. So this is just an example, like some machine learning people must have seen this pic of how to differentiate between a puppy and muffin. So let's not get into details now. In order to create a machine learning model, like there's a lot of training data, and sometimes we don't have that kind of data. And this Quick Labs is also based on Google APIs. Okay, someone wants to say anything? Okay. So one great thing about these APIs is that they require zero prior knowledge of ML. And basically, Google Cloud handles the training aspect of machine learning, gathering data and building the predictive models, allowing you to jump straight to the predict phase where you give the API data and just get back the information. And these are the points mentioned. Next is the Google Cloud Machine Learning APIs. Like it provides several pre-trained machine learning models. You can build applications with ML, even if you have a little bit of ML domain experience of. Now, these are the 5 Google Cloud Machine Learning APIs: Vision, Video Intelligence, Speech, Natural Language, Translate, and there's a demo to the Speech to Text API. You can go through the slide. Like how the Google Cloud Speech to Text API works. Like these are the broad categorization. Now moving on, this Quest also has six labs, and Google Cloud Speech API is the first, and so on. There are 6 labs. Now the task. As I mentioned earlier, these are the 6 labs. I'll share you the link. Or also, if you enroll in the particular track, you'll get to know the names. And I'll share a proper FAQ of these quests and also any other questions which you get. These are the badges. Once you complete all the quests and the skill badges from your cloud engineering track, this is what your profile would look like. Isn't this amazing? I just like it. You would also earn all of these amazing badges issued by the Google Cloud, which you can share with the network and add to your resume and professional profiles and showcase that you have the necessary skills and hands-on practice, because there's a challenge lab after every quest. This is again the lab names which you have, quest names which you have to perform. And again for the machine learning track, these are the various skill badges, and you can share your profile in your professional or your social network, and the hashtag is 30 days of Google Cloud. And also you can follow the Google Cloud India on Twitter, as the latest updates are presented there. Now these are the various Quick Lab videos. I'll share in the FAQ doc as well, and also there is a student resources section on the left. When you start the lab, you can have a look there as well. Now, if you're stuck or there's any query, now what you need to do. So there's an online chat support available 24/7 for Quick Labs. Select the department. Like when you go to the chat section, there are different departments. Please select 30 days of Google Cloud so that your query is redirected to them. There are other ways, like you can contact the support team at dscsupport@quicklabs.com, and generally they reply within an hour. Even if it takes more time, they responded quickly and you will get your query resolved. Also, you can of course Google it and review the support documentation. This I'll link it. Now, what I was mentioning about the Telegram group, this is the Telegram group for DSC MAIT, and this is the link. Diksha, if you can please put the link in the chat as well for others to join who have still not joined. Like this is a group for DSC MAIT. So me and other core members will be present here if you have any queries on the way. So that is what I wanted to speak. Now, if we have any questions. Ashish or Diksha, is there any questions till now?
Yes, Deepika, there is one question that if a person is not from our college, can they still participate in this program?
No, as I mentioned, this is campus wise. So if your DSC has not enrolled in the 30 days cloud program, then you won't be eligible for the prizes. Of course, you can practice on quick labs. That is your benefit. But you have to be, your college must be having a this signed up for this program. And if there is, you can contact the DSC leads. They have all the information. Any other question?
Actually, I have a
Yes,
doubt.
another question was,
Uh,
Okay,
yeah,
carry on.
just a
please put
minute.
your query in the chat box.
Yeah, that would be great if you put it in the chat box.
Right, so there is a question, what are the prerequisites for cloud computing? Or is it beginner friendly?
Like, it is absolutely beginner friendly. Like, if you go through the labs in a sequential order, there are student resources. Like, there are multiple videos for every lab. And also, when I say that it is self-explanatory, all the steps which you perform, they have enough information for you. And if you get stuck, then of course we are there to help you. So as such, there are no prerequisites. Just that you have to urge to learn more and more and learn as you go through the labs. Any other queries?
One more question.
Yes.
Is this workshop happening in MATE only or any other colleges?
No, it is happening in all the DSC campuses. Like, there are different ways. Some of them are putting it in and their social media handles about this. But if the campus has accepted that they want to enroll in this program, it is going in all the DSCs right now. So you can contact, if you have a DSC in your campus, you can contact the lead if they are conducting any workshop info session, or they must be enrolling in that. They must be circulating that form which you have to fill. And the form is currently closed. It will open in 3-4 hours. Like, from the Google Cloud itself, they'll just open it. So I think there are no more queries. So I think I can go ahead. So thank you all for joining. It was great to have you in the info session. And further, if you have any queries, please join this Telegram group. We'll be there to answer your questions and FAQ doc, and also all the resources. The form uh, is this is the like this is the site. Just a moment. I'll just put the link in the chat.